ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back at long last to Let's Play Morrowind, specifically Let's Play Bloodmoon. The Bloodmoon expansion, we're finally getting around to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's been a long time since I've played it too, so memory might be a bit fuzzy in a good way, because it'll be nice to rediscover it all. Good stuff. If you're watching this because you just found this video as a result of searching for Bloodmoon, which may be the case, welcome. This is part of my long-running Morrowind Let's Play. This is a particular chunk of it. I've done 3 other chapters of it so far. This chapter is effectively Chapter 4, or Volume 4, whatever I'm calling it this week. But it is going to be the entirety of Bloodmoon. So if you want more Morrowind videos, specifically with this character here, Father Sylvan, the Dark Elf agent, then you can watch the rest of the other playlists with him in. And I highly recommend that you do so. But for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Fathis is, well, in the previous chapter of the Let's Play, he became the leader of Great House Telvanni. And he is on his way to becoming the Nerevarine of legend. The reborn ancient hero Nerevar, as determined by prophecy. However, what happened last time was he had to break one of the priestesses, Merimilo, out of the Ministry of Truth in Vivec and caused a great deal of fuss while doing so. So he's, at the moment, travelling incognito in his old assassin outfit instead of his Archmagister regalia. And he's going to go to Solstheim because he's heard that there's a bit of work to be found there. There's some money to be made on Solstheim, but also he mostly just wants to get away from civilization for a bit. Solstheim is not considered part of Morrowind either, so it's well beyond anyone's jurisdiction were they to somehow put 2 and 2 together and realize that it was the Archmagister of House Telvanni that broke into the Ministry of Truth. Hopefully they won't put 2 and 2 together, and they probably won't. But even so, it would be a nice idea to get out of the neighborhood for a bit. And so we find Fathis here, warming himself by the fire up in the town of Cool, in the trade house here. He's probably rested for the night. He's had something to eat. Arrived here on the boat yesterday. And now he's about to head out, down to the docks, and get a ship across to Solstheim itself. What he will find there? Snow, probably. Lots and lots of snow. He's been warned about that. But aside from that, don't really know. Oh, it's raining. Very good. Lovely day for it, eh? So anyway, don't mind the stuttering there a little bit, folks. It's, I'm not playing OpenMW here. I'm playing old-school Morrowind, and it doesn't run as smoothly as you might like to sometimes. Old 32-bit engine chugging away with all these graphics mods and stuff added on top. But there you go. Speaking of mods, though, I've installed a new one. Actually, it's a few mods, but they're all kind of part of the same thing. And that mod is Abbott's Siltstriders and Boats and Gondoliers compilation of mods, which will allow me to, when the mood takes me, travel on a boat in real time, much like that boat is traveling in real time right there, instead of just instantly fast traveling via the dialogue. And I thought it would be quite fun and pretty cool to actually travel to Solstheim via boat in real time. Let's see here, from Cool over to Solstheim here, in real time rather than just instantly doing it via the menu. So that's what I'm going to do.
'Cause it has no time for you.
Greetings, are you in need of transport? Severe will gladly take you to Fort Frostmoth in Solstheim for a small fee.
And so what you do with this is, instead of going travel like you would here normally, you go scenic travel, and then 31 GP to go to Fort Frostmoth, and it will jump us onto a boat, and off we go. Now, it's not perfect. You'll notice that when the boat changes direction, it's a little bit jerky. But modding real-time boats and Siltstriders as well, by the way, and River Striders if you're using Tamriel Rebuilt, and Gondoliers if you're using that for Vivec, is damned impressive. But apparently it's a dark and stormy day to be out on the open seas, isn't it? Judging by the weather. It's a shame the waves don't on the water don't react to what the weather is. It would look really cool if it was big choppy waves everywhere on account of the rain, although there's probably limits to what you can do with Morrowind's engine at the end of the day. That'll be one for OpenMW, I suppose. But off we go into the mist. This is giving me flashbacks to the movie The 13th Warrior when they're on that longship and they're approaching land and the guy's shooting fire arrows off into the mist and shouting, "Odin!" Yes, wonderful movie. I absolutely adore The 13th Warrior. It's great stuff. Absolutely worth watching if you see it on the telly. Actually, of course, the situation of the protagonist in the 13th Warrior, an Arab who goes off to Scandinavia with a bunch of Vikings, I suppose is not entirely dissimilar to Fathus' situation right now. He's an Easterner, he's a dark elf from warmer climates, heading north to the land of the Nords. I mean, you know, not Skyrim, but the other land of the Nords. It's Solstheim. What he will find there, I do not know. Well, I sort of know, but it's been a long time since I played, so... And there it is, just appearing out of the distance, through the fog. Look at that, folks. Coniferous trees and snow. And some big rocks, too. We're leaving the strange but wonderful world of Vardenfell behind and travelling to something a little more familiar, perhaps, to us humans watching this. Now, if you've played Dragonborn for Skyrim, which I'm sure many of you have, this Solstheim is the same Solstheim that appears in that, although it's a bit smaller in Morrowind, and the geography of it is quite different. I actually lowered my distant land view distance for this as well a bit, because I feel Bloodmoon and Solstheim work a bit better, generally speaking, when the view distance isn't cranked up to really high. Luckily, the fact that the weather's really foggy right now is actually helping with that. Because Bloodmoon's a good example of that old school Bethesda magic, whereby they take a landmass that's actually surprisingly small and make it feel quite big. But the illusion only works if you don't have really far distant land. Oh, hello, is that a bear? Looks like a bear to me. Hanging around in the forest there. Oh, that over there, that is Blacklight, I think. That's added by Tamriel Rebuilt. You can't go there or do anything, unfortunately, because it doesn't have any NPCs or interiors or quests or anything, but it'll just exist there in the background, looming on the horizon. Very impressive looking, I'm sure you'll agree. It's the mainland headquarters of House Redoran, I think. But we're not going to be going there. Not. I doubt they'll ever get that finished in time for me to include it in this Let's Play, honestly. Which is a shame, but there it is. I'm glad there's still beavering away at it, though, because look how impressive it is. You'll see some other stuff on the mainland as we get up around Solstheim as well on the western coast. And there's snow! Our first snow, everybody, in Morrowind. It was raining. Apparently we've gone far enough north now for that rain to turn to snow. And that's Fort Frostmoth over there. You'll note that unlike in Dragonborn, this isn't all covered in volcanic ash, because Red Mountain has not erupted yet. This early in the timeline. Nearly there. It should just jump us onto the land. There we go. Brilliant. The ship sticks around as well. It'll probably sail off back to Vardenfell now. Bye! Great, and so here we are. Welcome to Solstheim. This is basks in the sun. Welcome to Solstheim, jewel of absolutely nowhere. It's a miserable place, even for the warmbloods. If you want to leave, I'd be happy to take you back to Vvardenfell. If you feel you must stay, speak with Captain Fox Carius in his chambers at Fort Frostmoth. Captain Carius is the commander here. Not a bad man, but he is a fool for remaining in this place. So cold, so cold. If you hear about the colony, Carnius Magius is the man you'll want to speak to. Find him at the Imperial Cult Shrine. We will want to speak to Carnius Magius because he's an East Empire Company fellow, and that, the colony that they're talking about, is where the money is. Basically. What can he tell us about Fort Frostmoth, then? It is the only Imperial Legion fort on the whole of Solstheim. I see. Captain Carius? The captain of this fort can be found within its walls. Ask his soldiers where to find him. Go if you wish. I will gladly wait here to make the voyage back to Vvardenfell. What about Carnius Magius? He's the leader of the East Empire Company here on Solstheim. It's an inhospitable place, to be sure. Bears, wolves, and other creatures I'd rather not imagine abound. It's cold, windy, and generally unfriendly. What about the East Empire Company? They are building the mine at Raven Rock. The Empire wishes to build a mine west of here. Ebony, they say. I say they will be very, very cold. I see. Are there any services here? We do better to ask some poor soul stationed at Fort Frostmoth about that. Okay. And of course we can get scenic travel back if we like. We can even get scenic travel to the site of the colony, Raven Rock, if we wanted to, but not right now. Who are these gentlemen? Guidal Verithan. Sorry, Dark Elf, can't talk right now. We're waiting for our escort to Raven Rock. Go see Carnius Magius in the shrine if you need something. Alright. Some crates, which contain some weapons and stuff. Very good. I think I could take those if I wanted to. They don't have the own tag, but I won't. I have no need of them. Right. Welcome to Fort Frostmoth. And all the miserable people who live in it. Hello. What do you want? Go see Captain Carius. Talk to Captain Carius if you're looking for something to do. Head through the general quarters and all the way up the south staircase. On the third floor are his chambers. That's where you'll find him. If you hear about that colony business, talk to Carnius Magius. He's in the Imperial Cult Shrine. Very well. Let's go talk to the fort commander first and introduce ourselves. Probably not introduce ourselves as who we really are, but rather as a pseudonym or something. It wouldn't do to go around announcing loudly to everybody that we're the head of Great House Telvanni. I'm sure some NPCs might recognize us and that'll come up in dialogue, but most, I suspect, will not. General quarters. Right. Oh, hello. Crab meat, hound meat, scrib jelly, scrib jerky. Rat meat, marshmallow, small quammer egg. Well, clearly it seems that the Morrowind delicacies are preferable to whatever they eat on this island normally. Upper level. I think he said to go 2 stories up. No, it's the supply room. I'm in the wrong staircase, aren't I? That's the problem. Oh, it's starting to slowly come back to me now. I always used to do this, go up the wrong damn staircase trying to find Fox Carius. It's this one we want. Here we go. Fox Carius, of course, will be a familiar name to you if you've played Dragonborn in Skyrim as well.
Every day is Saint Plenty's Day in the Legion.
Yeah, they're not very happy around here, as you can tell. I don't think I've gone all the way up the staircase, have I?
Yeah.
There we go, Carius' chambers. The man himself.
Yes? What can I do for you? I am Captain Falx Carius, commander of Fort Frostmoth.
Indeed you are, sir. That's one thing about Bloodmoon. It has the interesting distinction of containing an awful lot more voice dialogue than the vanilla game. A lot of the NPCs in Bloodmoon actually speak things out loud rather than simply doing it via the text box. I mean, not an awful lot. The vast majority of the dialogue is still done via the traditional text box, but you will notice as we play this expansion that the NPCs are a little bit more noisy and talkative than previous. Yes, what can I do for you? I'm Captain Falx, commander of Fort Frostmoth. We are an Imperial fort, obviously. My soldiers have the ability to be among the best in all the Empire. This island of Solstheim is not the easiest assignment, though, and sometimes it makes the men edgy. As I said, this is a difficult post. These soldiers are separated from their families and forced to live in harsh conditions. To be fair, most of these men were sent to this island as punishment for a past offense. They are not the best of soldiers, yet, still, until recently, they had performed their duties adequately. Lately, I have noticed some disturbing trends. To be sure, the men have been restless, complaining more than usual. They have been lackadaisical in the performance of their duties. I sense a great unease among them, and morale has been low. Very low. This is not normal. My instinct tells me that there is one among my troops who is fanning the fires of this discontent, and I wish to know who it is. They will never let me know who the culprit is, as their commanding officer. I must regretfully keep some distance between these fine soldiers and myself. They may be willing to speak with you, though. See if you can't gain their trust. If you learn anything, report to me. Okay, so the fort commander has... This complete stranger wandered into his fort and has immediately tasked them with finding out what on earth is wrong with his soldiers, because... reasons. Okay, I promise. There's a simple thing that most who never served in the military may not understand, and that's the linked concepts of service and honor. It's an honor to serve in the Imperial Legions. With that honor comes responsibility not to besmirch the uniform or let down your comrades. Some obviously don't live up to that honor. It's up to the rest of us to protect that honor, keep its value high, and keep the traditions of the service worthy of honor. I see. What about Carnius Mages? You'll find him in the Imperial Cult Shrine, where he's been granted permission to keep an office. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about Solstheim? This island is not part of any Imperial province and belongs directly to the Empire, though both Morrowind and Skyrim try to claim it. Try telling that to the Nord tribes like the Skarl that have lived here for centuries, though. If it wasn't for Fort Frostmoth, there would be nothing of the Empire here at all. The Nords would gladly take over Solstheim by sword and axe. The Skarl, you say? So far, they haven't been a problem for us here, but give them a reason or a warlike chieftain, and they would. But rest assured, if they disturb this fort, they will pay the price. Indeed. Any rumors? There's barracks gossip in every fort. Probably only a quarter of it is really true. Advice? I understand you came here from Morrowind. This is not Morrowind. There's plenty of places you relax in safety there. Here on Solstheim, death can come for you any time outside the walls of Fort Frostmoth. An unwary traveller is a dead traveller. He's not joking, by the way. One of the other things about Bloodmoon is that it is geared towards high-level characters. The general enemies and mobs and NPCs that you will encounter in Bloodmoon are very high level and will thoroughly kick your ass. I expect to die quite a few times, actually, in the course of playing through this DLC. Fathis is not a low-level character. He's sort of like mid to high level, I would say, at this point, roughly speaking. But even so, I suspect a few deaths. I really do suspect a few deaths in this playthrough of Bloodmoon, because it doesn't pull its punches. Not even slightly. You see, the main reason for that, I think, is because Bloodmoon was the last expansion that came out for Morrowind, which means that the developers were gearing it towards players who they were assuming had completed the main quest of the game, then completed Tribunal, and then were about to embark on Bloodmoon. So pretty high-level characters, and bearing in mind we've not finished the main quest ourselves yet. We're level 33, which is certainly not bad. And we have some very good skills, including 120 uncapped short blade, which is ridiculous. But even so... There were some folks in the previous chapter of this Let's Play, actually, who were telling me to increase the difficulty to make it more challenging. And I said to that, where we're going, we won't need to increase the difficulty, and this is why. Now then, we've spoken with him. Let's have a little chat with the soldiers. I'm going to go see Carnius Magus in a minute, though. Got nothing to say. Sure could use a drink, though, and not that Nord swill. That's his way of telling us that he will talk to us if we can find him an alcoholic beverage. Unfortunately, right now, we don't have one, and getting an alcoholic beverage that isn't Nord mead on Solstheim can be difficult. I'm wondering where we can find some. Good question. Well, let's go to the Imperial Cult Shrine while we're here. See who's about. Hello, guard. Yep, you also would like some booze. You are Julan. Hello, Julan. If you need shrine services, just ask, but be quick. I have an important cult matter on my mind right now. Do you indeed? Yes, you see, my protege, Marisa, left the shrine over a month ago for those forsaken frozen wastes. The challenge was to bring the word of the Imperial cult to the local savages. She hasn't returned, and I fear the worst. The local savages, you say? What else would you call them? They're hardly civilized with all that bear and wolf worship, and they hardly even recognize the 9 divines. Most Nords are too busy worshipping heathen gods like Alduin and Orki. That's why Marisa's missionary work is so important. Yeah, that's a fun thing to note, really, actually, is in the time period in which Morrowind is set, the Nords really don't give much of a toss about the 9 divines, which is awfully... interesting when you consider how much they seem to care about Talos in Skyrim. I remember that actually surprising me a little bit when I first played Skyrim. I was like, hang on a minute. I always thought the Nords didn't really give a crap about the 9 divines, but they do in Skyrim. I suppose it's 200 years or so later in the timeline, so I guess it's not implausible, but they had a much more distinct culture in Morrowind. And the Skarl have their own totally separate thing as well, anyway, so... Marisa has a passion for preaching. She thought she could be most effective by spreading the tenets of the Imperial cult to the residents of Solstheim. It's dangerous, but necessary work. Her journeys into the wild have been very successful in the past, but Marisa never returned from her last outing. I fear something terrible has happened to her. I don't suppose you would be willing to look for Marisa. She means a great deal to me, that is. Her work is very important to the Imperial cult. You have the look of an adventurer about you, Father Sylvan. If you could find Marisa and return her to me, I would gladly empty the shrine's coffers into your purse. She left here over a month ago and headed north, towards Lake Fjölding. You should begin your search in that area. Okay, so a manhunt. The first of our side quests. Lake Fjölding. We'll find that to the north somewhere. It should be pretty difficult to miss. Alright, hello.
Every day is St. Plenty's Day in the Legion.
Antonius Nuncius. What can I do for you? Morale has been low. Yes, I know it has. These soldiers lead a difficult existence on this island. It's cold, wet, dangerous, and far from home. The men here are denied all luxuries. This place is just damned awful. Really? You wouldn't happen to know where I could find some booze, do you? Maybe Carnius Mages has got some booze. I believe we'll find him in there, though. Well, that's locked, is it? Well, we'll see about that. There is on Ducey's key. There it is. Oh, hello. I didn't expect to find you here. Do you have any booze? No. You do. You do. You do. Right. Let's see if I can somehow... I need a command spell. I need to get him out of this room. I believe I have something that can do that. I have a glove, do I not? Arian's Dominator. Here we go. Hopefully this will work. Although this being Bloodmoon, he might be quite high level, this fella. Come with me, sir. Oh dear. I don't think it's worked. Command creature. Command humanoid 10 levels for 15. Yeah, he's probably higher than level 10. Well, that's annoying. Where's the other glove I was wearing? I want to put it back on. Not Aaron's help, but long fingers. There we go. With the telekinesis. In fact, the telekinesis might just be what saves me here. If I can sneak here and then... Really ought to quick save this first. Brilliant. You never knew what happened. Good old telekinesis. Right. We got some booze. We'll go dole that out to some helpful people later, but for now, let us speak to Carnius Mages.
Without me, it all falls to pieces.
Does it indeed? What do you want? Is this about the East Empire Company? I'm a very important man, and I'll have you know I have no time for anything other than business. Yes, that's right. I'm the local factor. Not that it means much at this point. Our operations are just getting underway, and frankly, we're short-handed. We could use some help. Do you wish to join the East Empire Company? Perhaps, yes. For Raven Rock. I have every intention of making it as profitable as possible, no matter what it takes. Keep that in mind. I will keep that in mind, both that you are ruthless, and also that you intend to make lots of money with it, that you might share with me, were I to help. What do you think of Captain Carius? He's around here somewhere. I don't know exactly where. It's not my job to look after him. Uh-huh. Alright. So, what if I do join the East Empire Company? Your interest is commendable, and we could certainly use the manual labor, if nothing else. As with all business, make sure you understand the requirements before agreeing to anything, so are you willing? What are the requirements? The East Empire Company is a business at heart. Applicants should have a winning personality and a strong will. Those with the ability to speak eloquently and barter shrewdly are the most valuable. Given the hostile environments the company often ventures into, applicants should have a keen sense of security. Finally, all applicants should be trained in the time-honored virtues of long blades and medium armor, so as has been customary for the company for generations. Well, we don't meet necessarily all of those requirements, but we do meet a number of them, like security. And we do have relatively decent speechcraft as well, I think. I think our personality and will aren't too bad either. Alright, I'm in. Then you are now an employee of the Morrowind East Empire Company. Welcome to the company, underling Fathis. Speak to me if you ever want an assignment or a promotion. A promotion wouldn't be bad. You've got the qualifications, but you haven't done enough to prove to me you're ready. Complete another assignment or two, and then we'll talk. Right? You think you're ready for work, eh? Very well. The first of our workers have arrived and need to get to the mining site. None of them are particularly skilled with the blades, so I'd like you to escort them. They know the way. You simply have to make sure they arrive safely. Once you're there, check in with Falco Galenus. He'll give you further instructions. For now, go speak to Guidar Verithan. He's down by the dock. We've already met him, in fact. Spoke to him when we got off the boat. Falco. He's the second in command and takes his orders directly from me. Thankfully, he spends almost all his time at the side, so I don't have to listen to his optimistic drivel all the time. You can find him there. Very well. So we're going to be escorting some workers to the Raven Rock mining site. Basically. And also, you there, good sir. Would you like some... I tell you what, let's talk to this fella. We'll consider it a bribe, so he overlooks us having nicked it in the first place. Oh, look, there was some over there and all. Just one moment, sir. One moment. There we go. There we go.
You've stolen for the last time.
Present writs? It's not going to work. You have no legitimate writs. Yeah, no.
Let's see what you're made of.
Reload that. You have to quick save when you do this, because Morrowind's weird when it comes to stealth. By which I mean it barely even does stealth at all. Because you saw that the sneak icon was there in the bottom left, and yet when I took it he caught me anyway. It's strange, and I've never fully understood it. And to be honest with you, I've never played enough stealth characters to even try and understand it. Stealth just seems like a bad idea in this game. However, I'm going to see if I can try this again. Come on. See, it's flicking on and off, and there's no real indication as to why it's doing that. I could try and boost this with my sneak with a chameleon spell or something. In fact, I think I have Caius's pants and stuff, don't I? Here we go. Let's give those a try, see if that makes a difference. Yes, it does seem to have made a difference. Okay, good. There we go. Bit of magical buffing never hurt anyone. Right. Pay no attention to the fact that I am slightly transparent right now, Mr. Guard. Hey, what? Hey, is that booze I smell on you? Smells like cyrodiilic brandy to me. I'd know the smell anywhere. How about giving a thirsty soldier a little pick-me-up? Sure, take it. Some fine cyrodiilic brandy. Good stuff. Thanks, friend. Just hasn't been the same around here since this became a dry fort. It's ridiculous, I tell you. A dry fort, you say? That's right. No liquor at all is allowed at Fort Frostmoth these days. Captain's orders, I guess. Seemed odd coming from him. Captain Carrier seemed like a fair enough guy as long as we carried out our duties. Guess he figured we weren't up to his standards, so he cut us off. Since then, everyone's been in a pretty foul mood. Is that so? Well then, good sir. We will need to have a word with the captain about that, won't we? I think we'll do that now before I go swanning off to the Raven Rock mining site or off north to Lake Fielding. We probably won't be going to Lake Fielding for a little while yet. There are many wonderful and strange and terrible things in the north of Solstheim. I don't particularly fancy exploring any of them just right now, though. We'll get there, don't you worry. General quarters is over here. This is the quickest way. Up this staircase. Tempted to start doing mark and recall spells, you know. Very tempted. In fact, I think I might dump one in the fort courtyard actually, just as a means of quickly getting back here if I need to. I've gone the. Didn't go far enough up the staircase again. I asked you to investigate why the morale has been low in the fort. Have you learned anything? I imagine that the lack of alcohol might have had some effects on the morale, but I didn't ever actually ban it. Personally, I didn't even care about the alcohol. It was the priest, Antonius Nuncius, who was worried about the effect it was having on the men. I disagreed, but the question became moot. Our shipment stopped coming in months ago. Speak with the soldiers a bit more and see if you can find out who the source of this discontent is. Okay. My journal has been updated. Carius tells me that although he and Antonius Nuncius discussed the effects of alcohol on the men, he never actually banned liquor or consumption. Shipments, however, have stopped arriving. Captain Carius would like me to speak with the soldiers some more and find out where the rumors are being started. Let's see, maybe there's someone downstairs we can quickly talk to here. No, it's deserted. Very odd. Right, now I'm here. Let's just... I don't intend to fast travel or teleport that much. You understand. But, oh no! I definitely did not cast the wrong spell there, and definitely did not accidentally recall myself onto the top of an ancient Dunmer ruin in the Ashlands. No, sir! No, I didn't do that at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I actually cast Mark. That's what I did. And not recall. Let's switch that spell so I don't accidentally mark it somewhere else. Okay, very, very good. Now then, you people, you.
Let's hear it.
What is it you want? I heard you might be able to get hold of some booze. I heard you might have some Cyrodiilic brandy on you. I could use a bit. Sure. A bit of Cyrodiilic brandy does me good. I won't forget this. You've been asking around about why this is a dry fort, right? Look, I'm not sure what caused all this. I just know that I heard from Antonius Nuncius that the captain had placed a ban on all alcohol at the fort, and sure enough, there was none to be found. The priest? Well, he's not bad, I guess, for a priest. You'll find him at the Imperial Cult Shrine here at the fort, though he keeps an office upstairs from the armory. Could be in either place. He seems to understand us soldiers pretty well. He was telling me just the other day how it seemed unfair that the captain had cut us off from the drink. He figures that that's one of our few pleasures on this dung heap of an island. Right. Mr. Nuncius is a liar. There he is.
Yes? What can this humble priest do for you?
You can tell me about this dry fort business. Yes, odd that the captain would ban liquor for his troops. There's no understanding some people. He tells me he never banned alcohol. Told you that, did he? I guess he never officially did. Still, the shipment stopped arriving. What's to be done about that? Well, I have no idea why. I am but a simple priest, forced to serve these pathetic soldiers on this terrible frozen excuse for an island. It's not my concern why the alcohol hasn't arrived. You have no proof that I've done anything wrong. Stop asking me these questions. No proof, eh? Well, it was mentioned that he has an office upstairs. Where do you go when you want to find dirt on someone? You go to their office. Don't think that's his office. Ask Carnius Mage's office. Alright, where's the... Alright, it's not in the same building, is it? It's not in the same building. Lots of books, eh? Ooh, 36 Lessons of Vex, 716. Ah, I've already read it, apparently. In fact, there seems to be 2 of them. Yeah, he's got 2 copies of it. Weird. It's also not owned. Weirder. Even weirder. I can take those if I want to. Strange. Can't take any of the other books, but I can have those. Very
Yes?
odd.
What can this humble priest do for you?
You could start telling me the ruddy truth. I think it's above the armory, I think he said, or something like that, wasn't it? Which one of these? I guess this must be the armory over here. Here we go. Right. Now that's locked very securely. Aha, we found it. That's his desk. And a book on the floor. And his closet. Biography of Baron Zaya, Volume 2. Varieties of Faith. Book of Dawn and Dusk. Alright. Nothing on Ducey's key can't fix. Hello, money and booze. And skooma! Goodness me. You naughty, naughty man. I'll leave the gold. Not that I really need it. I've got, how much right now? 49,000 gold. The benefits of having a mage's tower with a creeper style NPC in the basement. Oh yeah, some more around here too. What's in this closet though? It's locked level 90. I have a spell that can get this open, although it's a bit of a wobbly one that doesn't always work. Don't have quite enough alteration skill to reliably cast it yet. Where is it? Kind sweet embrace. I forgot I had that spell. Although, frost damage isn't going to be very helpful on Solstheim. A lot of stuff here is resistant to frost. Minion of Maroons. It's some scamp, isn't it? Where is it? It's up here, isn't it? Aha, here we go. Faeryn's Battering Ram. That's what it's called. 70% chance to cast, and it costs 90 magicka, of which I only have 104, so... Luckily, it worked. And I do still have... I left my really super OP robes and stuff at home back at the tower in the interest of making this interesting and not me running around like a shiny golden god destroying everything. But I did bring with me the Ward of Fenem, so I do have that Restore Magicka 2 points on self-constant effect. So I do have that going for me at least. I'm not going to have to quaff potions like a madman necessarily, although I've certainly brought a fair few with me for emergencies, but yeah. No infinite smiting with magicka while we're on Solstheim for now. Although the strange lock appears to have been disabled, this closet cannot open without the key. That is, correct me if I'm wrong, effectively one of the first instances of Bethesda doing a door which needs a key, because of course in Morrowind, you may recall, there is no such thing as needs a key normally. Even Vivek's Palace can be unlocked if you're able to get through a lock level 100 lock. But that right there is the first instance of Bethesda slapping the player on the wrist and saying, no, not allowed. Maybe we should just confront him. I was thinking of going to the captain, but maybe we should just confront him. I found the booze.
Yes? What can this humble priest do for you?
Well, I have no idea. You've been in my desk? My desk? You've been in there? What? That's an outrage. Stolen liquor? I have no idea. All right. Perhaps I have been hiding the alcohol. It was for their own good, and I had hoped that if the soldiers got fed up and revolted, I'd be able to justify going home to my superiors. Look, I don't want any trouble from you. I need to report this to Carius, or your secret is safe with me. Well, here's the thing. It would be nice to be in Carius's good books. We gain nothing from being in Antonius's good books, so I'm going to need to report this to Carius. I'm finished. I'll never leave this island now, at least not alive. Carius will have my head. What have you done? I hope you're happy, Father Sylvan. As a matter of fact, I am rather happy indeed, yes. Right. Whoever would have thought we'd find intrigue in a fort in Solstheim, but there it is. There it is. Mr. Carius, we're on the wrong staircase again, aren't we? Yep. No, next one up.
I asked you to investigate why the morale has been low in the fort. Have you learned anything?
Oh, I've learned something, all right. You say that Antonius Nuncius started this whole thing because he wanted to go home? The twit! I could have had him reassigned had he just asked me. Now, though, I think he might do his best work here, saving the souls of my men. With the new abundance of liquor at the fort, someone will have to deliver their salvation. Thank you for your help, Fathersolven. Take these. There are diseases on this island that we have never encountered before, and the weapon may serve you well. Now, on to more fort business. Well, I appreciate it, but I am actually immune to disease. Mr. Carius, I've already done that bit of the main quest. But thanks regardless, I suppose. And the Silver Spark Blade is thoughtful, but it really doesn't compare to Mehrunes Razor, does it, ultimately? But that's fine, it's fine, whatever. I'll sell them to someone, I'm sure. As I've told you, not all of my soldiers here are trustworthy. Many were sent to this fort in lieu of Ebonheart's dungeons. Now, I fear a criminal element has shown itself at Fort Frostmoth. I believe there are weapons being smuggled out of here and sold on Vardenfell. I've noticed the store of weapons in the armory has been decreasing, and I know there is no official reason for it. My only guess is that someone is smuggling them off Saltheim to be sold on Vardenfell. I want you to uncover this smuggling ring, and I will provide you with a bit of help. I would like you to work with one of my soldiers on this case. There are 2 available to you, and they are 2 of the best here at Fort Frostmoth. Sanus Lucius and Gaia Artoria. You'll find Lucius in the general quarters and Artoria in the general quarters upper level. Speak with them and decide which will be your companion. When you have unearthed the smuggling ring, report to me. I leave how you deal with the smugglers to your discretion, but I will not fail my promise. Yes, indeed. So what about Sanus Lucius, then? Lucius knows more about the daily activities here at the fort than any other soldier in my command. While not our strongest fighter, he more than makes up for it with his savvy. He may be the best suited to ferret out the smuggling ring. Gaia Artoria? She is one of the most loyal soldiers, and one of my most powerful. I have never seen her bested in combat, and her skill with weapons is legendary here at the fort. Should you encounter any resistance with these smugglers, Artoria would be a valuable ally to have. Interesting. Well, we will speak to both, and I will make that my decision, and then explain why I'm making that decision. However, first... well, I'd say no. First, I think I'm going to go deal with this Raven Rock business. Going to go and take those miners down the coast. Oh, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. We've done an important job for the captain. He can wait for a little while. I want to get paid in something that's not disease potions. So you're the escort. Well, fine. Let me know when you're ready to go. Gamin, Sabinus and I need to get to the site so we can start work. Can we leave, or do you need more time? I'm ready, let's go. Alright then, we all voted and decided that you get to take the lead. None of us are particularly fond of the woods. I'm not saying we're cowards, mind you. We felt that you'd be better off leading the way. I can at least mark the spot on your map so you know which way to head. Lead on. Alright then. Come with me, gentlemen. Now, you can go up to the Basks in the Sun there and fast travel straight to Raven Rock. It's a one-way trip, because once you get there, there isn't a boat to take you back, so you're just sort of left in the woods. But it is a very fast way of doing this quest, because these guys will travel with you. Unfortunately, you can't do the scenic travel option with them. I have tried it when I was testing the scenic travel mod. These guys won't get on the boat with you. They'll be left behind on the dock, unfortunately. So, small limitation of that mod there, I guess. However, I would much rather walk there myself. So, to the northwest is where we'll find Raven Rock, up in this direction. You guys gonna follow? Yeah. A little slowly, though, unfortunately. We might want to walk most of the way. God, it looks chilly. Wouldn't mind having one of those big, floofy robes like Antonius Nuncius had, actually, to replace the Morag Tong Assassin robe. I like the Morag Tong Assassin robe, but it doesn't look nearly warm enough for the current climate, does it? guys keeping up? More or less. Solstheim, we've entered the Hirstang Forest. And that is a bloody great polar bear. Hello. I wonder if we can get around him. I'm not worried about me, I'm more worried about these fellas. Not sure how they'd fare in a fight with a polar bear. Bearing in mind, folks, this is... Oh, there's a... That's not a polar bear, that's a ruddy great moose! That's probably added by the creatures mod, isn't it? Because that's not... That's not a vanilla thing. I would remember that if it was. Holly bushes. Actually, I should grab these. There's an NPC back on the mainland in my stronghold that wants some holly bushes. Holly berries, actually. Oh, look, a squirrel! That's new as well. That is a... Yep, that's a big old moose. Who doesn't seem particularly bothered by our presence, of course, but I suppose I wouldn't be bothered very much either if I was a moose. Let's leave it alone. The squirrels is a nice touch, though. The bear is definitely vanilla. The moose and the squirrel are not. You can see some of the mainland over there as well, actually. Whoa, hello! It's a naked dude. There's something about Morrowind and naked Nords, isn't there? It's a berserker. He has a bear helmet and bear boots. Fortify endurance and some shine. I guess that's another way of getting some booze if you need to, eh? Instead of robbing the store cupboard. Go kill a berserker. Right. We'll probably learn about berserkers from another NPC at some point. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about them. No. Oh, another bear. Hello. And you're either I think you're another berserker, aren't you? My goodness, they have a crazy aggro range.
How does it feel to know death is near?
I could ask you the same question, although... What the earth?
Die, Fetcher.
I don't seem to be able to harm it. Oh god, there's a... What is that? A Getty. Well, she's been done with at least. I just switch to gold brand, I think. Does more damage. Goodness me, that thing has a lot of health. Ancestors out. It's quite valuable, that, actually. Bloody hell! And yes, you were a berserker. With a berserker silver axe. Huh. Actually, it's quite valuable, that, isn't it? 4 grand? Weighs 30? I guess I'll take it for now. Alright, come on, chaps. The bear. If we follow the coast, we should get there eventually. Whoa, another bear. Right, we're not going to be able to avoid you, are we? Clearly. Don't want to accidentally hit the miners. Oof. Morrowind combat can be really, really annoying when friendly NPCs get involved because you can be not aiming at them at all and still hit them. Right, come on, chaps. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Oh god, I've gone the scenic route, haven't I? I should have gone straight northwest, but instead I followed the coast. Oh well, never mind. They are slow, aren't they? That's another Getty thing, isn't it? Gettys are also not vanilla. I've had the creatures mod installed this entire playthrough, but this is the first time I've ever come to Solstheim with it installed. So these things are all brand new to me. It's like a big angry teddy bear. It's weird. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! See, this is exactly what I talked about. Friendly NPCs in combat. It's not good. At least you guys are scoring a lot of hits with your, Oh dear. Where are you going, dude? Come back. I'm gonna see if I can heal Companion here. You tanked a hit from Goldbrand, dude. That a lot of people don't manage to do that. That's actually quite impressive. Well done. Luckily, I think they gave these guys quite a lot of hit points to make this job a bit easier. Sujamma. Ah. Unfortunately, it's Morrowind Rebirth Sujamma, so it's not as potent as the vanilla stuff. Come on, chaps. We should be there. So it's right over there, more or less, is Raven Rock in the inside of this little sort of lagoon type thing. Lagoon? Did you call it a lagoon? Maybe it's a fjord. Technically, or something. I don't know. Well, that is a Spriggan. Right, I'm going to go deal with you right away. Angry forest spirit. Right, and then, yep. And then round 3 should be the final one. Yep, there we go. Oh no, Heartwood! I was going to chop out your heart and sell it. Never mind. Spriggans are vanilla, by the way, in case you were wondering. They are a vanilla monster. So is the respawning effect they have as well, actually. Aha! I believe that is Mr. Falco. We have arrived, gentlemen. Not a moment too soon. It's starting to get dark. Well, we've made it here in one piece. Thanks for the escort, Father Zulvan. Perhaps we'll run into each other again, and perhaps next time you won't try and chop my head off with your big gold sword. I'll do my best. Where's he gone? He was here a second ago. Falco? Where? There he is. It's easy to get lost in these woods, apparently. Falco Galenus. Yes, here he is. So, Carnius talked you into joining this little venture, did he? Very well. I'll be managing the site from here and answering only to Carnius. Since you're here, I have an assignment for you. Carnius sent you to me for more instructions, yes? Well, you can finish the task I was working on before you got here. Now that some of the workers have arrived, I need to stay here and supervise. Here, take this ebony ore and find 4 more pieces like it. Carnius needs some proof for our investors that this venture is worth it, and the ore should do nicely. Alright, find 4 pieces of raw ebony. We will find them scattered around here, this big rock. I guess this is Raven Rock, for which the place is named, right? Is it raven-shaped on the local map? I've always wondered. I never bothered to check. I don't have the tools to do anything with this. Oh, no. I need a mining pick. Oh, dear. That's a mod thing. One of the mods I have installed makes it so that I need a pick to mine things, and I didn't bring one with me. Oh, crumbs. That's awkward. Hey, Falco, could I borrow a mining pick? He's not going to have one for me. Some of it here, but we haven't really been able to mine it yet, because you haven't got any picks, is that right? Is that it? Hopefully that will change soon. Yeah, you know, I've heard that the Dunmer call ebony the blood of the gods. I think any gods here on Solstheim would have had ice or snow for blood. Raven Rock. It has the potential to be something great, Fathers, both for the Empire and for us. Let's try and see that it lives up to its potential. Okay. I'm just gonna wait here for a minute here. Just fade to black here. Fade to black here as the episode ends, ladies and gentlemen. And in between this episode and the next one, I will convince Falco to rustle us up a miner's pick. Yes, I will. Ask no further questions. I'll have a miner's pick by the time we come back in episode 2. Trust me.
Gonna use the console. I'm gonna use the console. In case that wasn't really obvious.